I just know that there's a constraint in terms of some time. Right. Good afternoon. Now, this has been through the Innovation and Sustainable Development Committee, so I'll invite the chair of the committee to introduce the report.
So this has gone through a workshop and then to the committee, and this is the result of what's come, and the whole thing was redrafted, and I have to say it's been redrafted, I think, extremely well by Christchurch NZ, and it's what we've now arrived at is something that captures not just the logistics of the Antarctic strategy in terms of the economic impact that Antarctica has on Christchurch, but tried to capture some of the sort of the magic of the history of Antarctic exploration in terms of the impact that it has on Christchurch people. And if you look through everything in Christchurch, there are so many aspects of Antarctica that are here, and it's almost in our DNA. I mean, it's one of the, was originally part of Gondwana land, of course. We've made sure that we've covered the environmental, the sustainability, but also all of the practical issues of being a gateway city and some of the excitement that goes with that, and tried to share some of that excitement with the people of Christchurch. So this is a continent, of course, that's got no government, which is pretty exciting in itself. It's had no wars. It's an amazing place. If you've ever been there, the feeling as you fly back into Christchurch of the explosion of colour, having looked at white for a week, is totally amazing and just incredible. But Christchurch is one of the very few places where people can actually get there. So the University of Canterbury, for example, who do those amazing courses that enable people to go to Antarctica, just incredible. And so what has been tried to be put together, and I think quite very well here, is the succinct sort of development of all of the aspects of Antarctica and how it feeds into the economy, the environment, the sustainability, the excitement, the magic, and the possibility that exists here. So that's what Joanna and her team have tried to do. I think they've done a very good job, and it's been through the committee, and I think we've arrived at something that's cool.
So has anyone got any questions for a start?
Well,
Yep.
I'll just double check. As I'm on the board, should I step away from the table?
Of Christchurch NZ? No, it would be a shame. So you'd like to second it? So it's been moved and seconded, moved by Vicky, seconded by Tim, Yanni, and Jimmy.
And I did put these through before. Just wonder what happens in years 2 and 3, and if there's any reporting back dates for any of the actions that are in here to council. So I'm not quite clear how it reports back on a regular basis. And just for the sake of time, I'll just add the second question, which is related, is are we able to get the International Relations Working Party having like a 6-monthly update or reporting, so that, you know, endorse what's in here, but I just want to understand how at a governance level as councillors we
Why
see
the international working relationships?
So if I can assist, the terms of reference for Vicky's committee
Exactly.
contain the Antarctic. So reporting back, I imagine, would be via that committee again, unless you council wish to change that.
Right. Yeah, or maybe it could be jointly done, but yeah. And then the second thing was, so in terms of like individual plans that get developed, will they come back to council, or they'll just sit with Christchurch NZ?
So they would only come back to council if they had to. They'd obviously be shared with stakeholders, which obviously includes the council generally. But individual implementation plans would only come up to the full council if that required that amount of delegation or decision making.
We do have the intention to incorporate aspects of the strategy into our statement of intent, depending on the decision today.
Yeah.
Right. And the first question was the years 2 and 3. If you go to your action plan, it's great, it's got year 1 outcomes, and it skips to year 4.
Yeah, we've provided a lot of detail on year 1. A lot of that detail is about developing plans into the future. we wanted to reflect a clear indication of momentum into that 10-year horizon, but those plans of year one, for example, looking at the opportunities around the visitor attraction, enhancing the visitor experience, will inform a detailed plan for years 2 and 3.
And that in turn would be reflected back into the annual statement of intent.
Very good. Jimmy?
Thank you, Mayor. I have 2 questions. First one regarding to the page 13, the paragraph 6.8. I just want to know who are the key strategy partners and the stakeholders, except the lead agency. Particularly, I reviewed the page 33 through the priority 1 to priority 4. They have Christchurch, NZ, CIAL, Littleton Pool, Uni, have some other the agency also should be getting involved in this Antarctic strategy. That's my first question.
So you're asking Jimmy, I think, around who attended, especially the paragraph 6.8 refers to the workshop that was run by Christchurch NZ with 22 participants in. So you'd like to know who those agencies were?
Yes.
Yeah. So they have broad support and they're captured in the strategy. So in the back page of the strategy document itself, it refers to the stakeholders engaged with during the process. If you like, we could pick out of that list now there were numerous stakeholders, organisations and individuals at that workshop.
Okay, that's my
They're on page 40 and 41 of
41.
the...
I'd like to double check. Okay. Second question, I follow the Councillor Yanni Johansson question. Because this Antarctica kind of the region should be the part of the Christchurch international relations connection. And also a moment in council, we did have the international relations working group. We have the councillors, we have 8 key strategic partnership representatives. So we provide the strategic oversight and advice. So my question is why this the Antarctic strategy not presented to this working group to give the strategic advice? This is my question.
So the terms of reference for the Innovation and Sustainable Development Committee include the Antarctic related work, so that's why it came through that committee. I imagine going forward, knowing that we're looking to come up with a new international relations strategy in association with your working group and up to council, that anything Antarctic related would be captured within that and obviously work with Christchurch NZ and Vicky's committee.
Can I just suggest, Joe, are you okay if we have a thing that suggests that you report back every 6 months to the committee and we invite the International Relations Committee to that?
It's a working group. It's external.
The members of.
We have a council, we have 8 key stakeholders.
No problem.
I think that'd be a really useful dialogue. Just so I fully understand, the purpose of the workshop would be to review levels of service or to simply have an informal dialogue?
Just an informal dialogue.
Yeah, no, I think that's...
An informal dialogue,
yeah.
So we could add that or we'll just do that.
Okay, thank you. I would like to echo your comments. A moment in Christchurch City Council, we did have existing international relations policy. But if we review this policy or establish, improve, but that's for the near future, we are proceeding on. But existing the international relations, the policy still going on, still to be the functioning. That's my view.
Agreed. Yeah. Sarah?
Just quickly, because the sort of a lot of the civic international function will still sit within the city council because of the status and operationally how that works. When you look at 5.19 with the budget, do you need the entire, because some of that function is still sitting within council, does all of the office budget have to go to Christchurch NZ, or could some of that stay with the council for those functions?
So perhaps if I firstly reiterate something that I said at the committee. So generally the strategy has been drafted with the view that the lead agency would be Christchurch NZ to capture all of the synergies. The budget that we referred to in paragraph 5.19 is the Antarctic office related budget, which is not, every budget would like to be bigger, So yes, it is absolutely the intention that Civic and International Relations team in particular, but all of Council work with Christchurch NZ in implementing this, so the synergies of our other operations and particularly Christchurch NZ would be used to their max, and the Civic and International Relations team and their association with the Mayor in particular is a key part of that collaboration. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Yes, although that was going to cost us still the staff time and money and those kind of things.
They're involved anyway. So when...
Is that not currently coming out of that budget? That's just coming out of normal council operations?
So the involvement of this, because quite often events are co-hosted or involve a range of things, so there's part Antarctic, part other, so therefore the costs are borne between the two. So we bear those both in the Antarctic office, if you like, and in Civic and International Relations, depending on the event. There are many visits which include multiple things.
I just wonder whether it would be useful to actually include a reference to this in the second resolution. So approve the responsibility for the Antarctic office being transferred to Christchurch NZ together with accompanying funding effective as at 1 July 2018. Noting, and this is taking it from the paper, working closely with the council, particularly the Mayor's office and the Civic and International Relations team, will be an important part of the ongoing relationship.
That would absolutely match the discussion at the committee, which is why there was an adapted resolution 1 there, but that captures it in more detail.
Yeah.
And can I just check, and I did cover this at the committee as well, but we're in a much more public forum here, that last time we passed a strategy that went to Christchurch NZ, it was the event strategy, and that sort of was set as it was, and then within a couple of months, you came back and said, well, this is all good, but if you want us to do it properly, we need more money. Is that going to happen here?
So we've developed this strategy with the clear intention that it will fit within the fiscal envelope developed with in the LTP.
Thank you very much.
Do we need to have a reporting format included in the resolution? Because, often reporting doesn't necessarily occur unless there's a trigger for it. So I just wonder if we have request Christchurch NZ to report on a 6-monthly basis.
We're really comfortable with that. I think it would be useful dialogue.
To the Innovation and Sustainability Committee, who will invite the International Relations Working Group to be part of that workshop. Yep. Is everyone happy? Yep. Okay. Now it's been moved by Councillor Buck, seconded by Councillor Scandrett. Is there any debate? I will put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. It is carried unanimously. Thank you. Well done. Good work.